Okay, I think we can start. Thanks, Edward, for joining today, and hello to everyone, to all the Neptunites listening in the audience, for joining today's town hall for the month of September. We have co-founder Edward Ryall here with us, who's going to be telling us a little bit about everything that happened in Neptune Mutual for the month of September. Hey, Edward, how are you?
Yes, good, thank you. And pleased to be here. And thank you all for joining the call today. Looking forward to giving you some updates.
Nice. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. So let's see the items that we have today to discuss. I think the number one that you will be discussing, it will be the NFT airdrop reward for testnet winners. Now, we saw a lot of that in our Discord chat. It was trending on Twitter with the hashtag Neptunite NFTs. It was such a good initiative, and I'm sure every Neptunite that participated in the competition is glad to have their amazing NFTs in their wallets and ready to progress with the levels. Can you tell us a little bit about the experience and how it went down?
Sure. It was obviously been promised for a while. The testnet seems a long time ago now, but we do very much appreciate the community and all the input that they provided both then and now. And so we're really pleased that we've managed to get those winners the NFTs that they deserved for participating in the testnet. The NFT platform portal, as you all know, is live, and we are improving it and working on it and building it out as a loyalty reward program for, not only testnet winners, but now those who use the cover marketplace, as you'll have remember from previous presentations. We're really happy to get the NFT airdrop out, and the those that won or got rewarded with NFTs for their testnet participation can in fact trade those NFTs. So that's the kind of next step, and one of the things that we will be facilitating and making a little bit easier.
Right. So not only can they trade, but that's just the first level, right? Like the whole idea is to progress through the levels, collect all the Neptunite NFTs, and it's just the beginning, right?
Yeah, that's right. So users that come to the cover marketplace can get their first NFT by purchasing cover on the Binance Smart Chain, and then they can free to mint their first soulbound NFT, and that's the gateway, if you like, into the NFT portal. Then your cover history of activity in the marketplace is picked up after you have your soulbound NFT, and you're then on your way to earning points and then minting NFTs with greater and greater rarity as you move up the levels based on how much activity you do and have, and how many points you gain.
Okay, that's amazing. So for the testnet winners and pretty much every Neptunite, is just the beginning in the Neptune Mutual NFT journey. That's pretty exciting. Now, you mentioned trading. I saw that you've launched the Neptune Mutual Legends. The Neptunite Legends have launched on Element NFT Marketplace. Is that right?
Yep, that's right. So the NFTs are on the Binance Smart Chain, and we found out, as everyone else did a few weeks ago, that OpenSea no longer supports NFTs on the Binance Smart Chain. And so we have created a profile on the Element Marketplace, which does support Binance Smart Chain NFTs, so that users can trade the Neptune Legends NFT, either that they have won as testnet winners, or that they have gained as part of the loyalty program, if that's what users want to do.
Okay. And quickly, besides OpenSea, there's quite a few NFT marketplaces that support the BSC chain. Why did you choose Element?
So Element has access to a variety of chains. It is well established. It has a lot of users, and the UI seems to be quite intuitive. And those are the sort of aspects that were important. for us when you know putting our collection on a marketplace, just to make sure it was easy to use for users, so that for those who want to trade, they can do so easily, and obviously access other collections as well.
Right. Yeah, I've actually heard very good things about Element. It has really good reputation online, so very exciting to see the Neptune Mutual Legend collection on that platform.
Yeah. Well, you can see from the slide that I'm showing here, if you go to Element Marketplace and search Neptune Legends, then you'll be able to see those NFTs that have been minted. And that obviously includes all the testnet winner NFTs. So search Neptune Legends on Element Marketplace and you'll find our collection and those that have been minted.
Okay, very exciting. Now, staying on topic about the Neptunite NFTs, you mentioned that you're making some improvement to the NFT portal on the app itself.
Yep, well, we try and make progress in terms of the UI UX on a regular, continuous basis because it's really important that we do that. And in terms of the NFT rewards, we have got a table in the NFT portal, which obviously users can go to check points and so on. But we thought it'd be a good idea that each time a user sort of has some kind of activity like purchasing a cover, then they actually get a notification of what they have just been awarded in terms of points. And so here you can see screenshots for the Arbitrum and Ethereum marketplaces. And so if you purchase a cover, then you'll get a certain number of points, for example, and then a link to head over to the NFT portal to see whether you qualify for a new level of NFTs. And of course, we've done the same thing on the Binance Smart Chain marketplace, as you can see here.
All right, that's very exciting. Yeah, I can see this actually looks pretty nice. Neptune Mutual always ahead of the game when it comes to design, to UX, UI. It's good to see this and how it's progressing. Thank you for sharing those pictures. Now, I'm just going to jump to another topic real quick because it's been a few town halls that we talked about the liquidity gauge. Are there any updates regarding that?
Well, there's definitely work that's going on. So the tech team are working together with Hacken, the auditor that we've chosen to work through the smart contracts and the code. So that's ongoing. We, as everyone knows, are very, very security focused, and so working and spending the time necessary to get those smart contracts as good as they can possibly be, together with independent auditors, is really important. So I think I mentioned it last time. The work is still ongoing and will be finished pretty shortly, actually. So we're making good progress, and we're looking forward at some point, at some point in the future, to be launching the Liquidity Gauge mechanism, which obviously, as you all know, is a mechanism whereby users can look up their NPM tokens in exchange for vote escrow NPM tokens and influence the NPM emissions that get directed to cover pools and are used to reward liquidity providers. So that whole process is exciting and will give big rewards to LPs. As we all know, the DeFi insurance space needs more capacity. Only around $300 million worth of cover across the industry at the moment, despite the 38 thousand million dollars worth of assets that are out there, despite all the incidents that arise on a weekly basis, as those that follow our security team and their blogs will know. So capacity is a big issue for DeFi insurance, and so we are very keen to increase capacity by, amongst other things, rewarding LPs for providing liquidity in cover pools.
That's actually a very exciting step. I mean, the code being reviewed already, it means it's close to the finish line, and I can't wait for that feature that feature to come out. There's a very interesting video on your YouTube channel regarding explaining everything about the liquidity gauge and the Neptune Wars. The Neptune Wars is actually quite interesting. So I ask everyone to go check it out, watch the video, and let us know what you think. We've actually been really active on YouTube. Recently, we released the short where you yourself, Edward, recorded a little bit of information about Vitalik Buterin's X account being hacked and some security measures. So very active on YouTube. Besides that short, any new videos that we can expect that came out that are going to come out this month as well?
Well, we have uploaded the video tutorial around providing liquidity, and that's one in the series of tutorials that we are upgrading from the original that we put out last year. The design team are doing a really great job in creating videos that are both short, concise, and really help users understand exactly how to both use the features in the marketplace, but understand also the consequence of using those features. So I'm kind of very happy with how the design team have put the tutorials together. We'll progressively be issuing or publishing more and more of those as the weeks go by. This kind of time consuming to do them well, and that's what's important for us. So we have one out, and there will be more. I think there'll be 8 or 9 in total, kind of halfway through as it stands.
Right. So we published the Providing Liquidity YouTube tutorial, which is the third one in the series. The first one being a tutorial video about navigating the Neptune Mutual decentralized application. The second one about purchasing cover, and this one, the third in the series, about providing liquidity, being an LP in the Neptunite ecosystem, in a total series of about 8 to 9 videos. So that's actually a very big milestone, and it was a very good video. The design team did an amazing job, like you mentioned. It's actually pretty good. So everyone go check out all the videos that we'll be releasing. It's really good, and please leave any comments and improvements of what we would like to see in the future tutorial videos. Anything that you've noticed using the marketplace, using the NFT portal that needs explaining, we'll get it on the list for everyone.
Sure. I'll try and do some more YouTube shorts as well. It's a way of kind of connecting with the community, and there are plenty of things going on in this busy space. So I shall try and do some more of those as well, just to try and sort of connect with everyone on our YouTube channel, keep people interested. So anyway, if you have more subjects that you want me to chat about, just let me know. Happy to respond to those.
Sounds good. I mean, you're Neptune Mutual's own influencer. We'd love to see your video, Edward.
Well, doing my best. See, like got the t-shirt on today. Well, maybe you can't, but you will be able to see in the YouTube recording of this afterwards.
Nice. We're in the Neptune Mutual merch. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good to see.
Exactly.
So, tell us a little bit about this partnership or this announcement that happened with the Magic Square store and what it implies exactly.
So yeah, Magic Square is a very popular marketplace, I suppose, you can put it like that, or storefront for a whole lot of different applications. And they have a community, a big community, in fact, that are responsible for deciding whether an application is sufficiently credible, worthwhile, and valuable to be listed in their application. And so we went through that process. I think there were something like 110,000 votes, something of that order. Might not be exactly right, but something of that order for Neptune Mutual. So there's a huge turnout and set of votes. And so we had a very positive response from their community to be listed in their application. We're just one of very few, actually, I think, DeFi insurance protocols that are in their store. So yeah, very happy with that outcome. And obviously, it's challenging for a small project to get visibility and raise awareness of their project in competition with everybody else who's also wanting to get social media time, social media space, So it's valuable for us, and we think it's really, really important to get the message out and to get more people aware of DeFi insurance in general, and obviously Neptune Mutual in particular, given our ability to get users and projects what they want, which is payouts resolved and paid out quickly. That's to say, within 8 days of an instant. So that seems to be a common theme which comes up as to why people value parametric cover, and obviously that they can purchase in the Neptune Mutual Marketplace, because we get users their money quickly after an incident.
Absolutely. Actually, the Magic Store community is pretty big, and it's actually a very impressive number. It's almost 111,000 votes that Neptune Mutual got to get validated. Here in the chat, we have Gary, Debra, everyone saying that they voted for Neptune Mutual, which is very exciting. We really appreciate the support. It's a big step, and it's just the one of many, many initiatives to spread the word to other communities. So speaking of initiatives, can you tell us a little bit about the marketing initiatives? And I've seen it's been very active regarding spaces and collaboration besides the Magic Store. What's in store for Neptune Mutual for the Q4?
So yeah, more spaces, more YouTube. We've definitely been working with others in this space. So for those of you who listened in earlier in the week, I was invited to the InsureAce space, where they are promoting the launch of their V2 token, and there were around I don't know, between I think 30 and 40 projects that came to support InsureAce in general, but DeFi insurance specifically, and most particularly in terms of the what I would say is the new narrative. Which is really, really important. And I think most of the projects, all of the projects, in fact, supported that in the space, which is that auditing is a precondition for activity in the blockchain space, but it's not sufficient by itself. So the trust us, we've been audited is weak in terms of a value proposition, because there are between $25 and $50 million worth of digital assets that are hacked or misappropriated every single week, and most of those are taken from projects that have been audited. So audited projects are important. Reducing risks through audit is incredibly important, and so that's definitely something that we support. But at the same time, I think it's really, really important that projects support the new narrative, which is cover your assets. Most people realize and understand the importance of ensuring their assets, or at least their valuable assets in the real world, and in the blockchain space with on-chain digital assets, it's pretty clear that they are exposed to big risks, and it just makes sense to get them covered. Particularly in terms of the high yields and the high returns that many degen users aim to achieve through leverage and other interesting applications that there are in the DeFi space. It seems such a shame and a wasted opportunity for those users to work hard, figure out interesting, cool strategies, and then suffer huge losses simply because they didn't cover their assets. So a lot of support for covering assets, and the fact that audited projects are great, but they need to go much further than that in supporting the use of DeFi insurance to make sure that the whole space is better protected for everyone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's something that you discussed in the space with the insurers. And I thought that was a very interesting input. I mean, in that space, there were over 40 projects. It was 3 hours long. I was there. very big audience. It was quite interesting, and your approach and the way you spoke about this, I found it quite interesting, and that's the angle that I can see the project taking, and it's quite refreshing, and it's very important.
Yeah, indeed. So we will be working with them and with other projects in the DeFi insurance space, because I think if we work together, we're far more likely to get heard and be seen, and that's really important because overall the DeFi insurance category is tiny in comparison to what it should be. $50,000 million worth of assets, of which only 300 are covered. And of course, that leads on to another point, which is I personally believe this space is one of the biggest, demonstrates one of the biggest opportunities for growth, as I may have said before. And the reason is because apart from the fact that it's incredibly undersized in comparison to the risks that users face with their digital assets, which are currently unprotected, any category of DeFi that grows significantly means a growth in digital assets, which means a growth in opportunity and need for DeFi insurance. So if you look at DeFi Llama, there's at least 20 different categories of DeFi projects, and whichever one or whichever groups of categories experience rapid, fast growth in the next bull market will generate assets that need to be covered. So DeFi insurance, that category, is linked to all fast-growing categories in a way that very, very few other categories are. So we, as a group of projects, I believe in the next bull market will be pulled, if so to speak, in terms of our growth by the leading categories in the DeFi insurance market. And most particularly so, of course, as institutions and institutional investors participate in the blockchain space, where for them, covering their assets is a precondition for doing business. It's not even something that you have to negotiate or even think about too hard. It has to be done because that's the way traditional finance and traditional business is done. You insure your assets. So a lot of positive signs, I think, for growth in the DeFi insurance space. It does obviously require a scalable model, and that's why we worked so hard right at the beginning to make sure that we had a model that could scale quickly. So I think the future is bright. Obviously, current market conditions pretty tricky for everybody. Obviously, that's there's no point in trying to pretend differently. But we are working hard every month to make sure we're in a really, really good place as and when things pick up.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing all of that. Now, I want to ask you, is there anything else that you want to share before we move to Q&As from the community or towards the end of today's session?
Well, certainly happy to answer questions. We have actually many things in the roadmap and in our pipeline, but I think probably that's enough for today in terms of covering this monthly update. So happy to go into the kind of roadmap and future plans. Lots of exciting things. We have a very busy tech team, and they're very talented. So we have and are working on a lot of exciting projects. So yeah, keep following us.
All right, guys, you heard it. So drop your questions in the chat for co-founder Edward, and I will read them out loud, and you can answer right now live. So we have, let's see, Gary typing, always so loyal. We love Gary.
Hi, Gary. Pleased you could join us again today.
Curious with Dan's question. So yeah, I'm gonna read the first one. Just wondering if anyone else wants to drop more questions. Let's see. When can we expect partnerships with other protocols?
So that's something that we are working very hard on. My personal view and take on partnerships in this space is that many projects announce partnerships because, well, it just sounds good to announce partnerships. And I'm rather hesitant and reluctant to do that. So when we do announce partnerships, it's because there's something very meaningful and tangible behind that relationship that we establish with another project. So we have been in touch with quite a lot of DeFi protocols, both on our existing L2s that we're on and obviously L1, and also new L2s as well. We have quite a lot of different propositions, so to speak, for different potential partners. So actually just earlier today I was on a call with a security company, and we have a how can I put it? We can create something with security companies that is both beneficial for them and their community. So those conversations are going well. And of course, we are also in touch with different types of investor who are looking to provide significant amounts of underwriting capital for diversified pools. So that's something else. And we are looking and actively searching for projects where they very much like the idea of participating in a diversified pool, but for different reasons, maybe they're earlier stage, or for other reasons, they can only provide a limited amount of liquidity or no liquidity at all. And so we're very happy to talk to those companies and see if we can match them together with different investors that we speak to who are interested in providing underwriting capital to diversified pools. So a whole lot of different opportunities across the spectrum. And we will, to answer the question, obviously respond and communicate about those specific partnerships as soon as we can, and as and when new cover products or pools are launched in the marketplace.
All right, Dan, Gary, I hope that answered your question. Seems like there's a lot happening backstage. Neptune Mutual always moving things along. Now, another question. Any estimate time for launching the Liquidity Gauge? Will it happen immediately after the audit, or will it take time?
So it will take some time, and that I will be guided by others in the team. So when it's technically ready, we'll also need to build up to it to help communicate exactly how it works, so that our users understand what the benefits are and how to lock up their tokens. And so many people may be familiar with the mechanism because it's something that is used in other projects, obviously something that Curve has used. So the concept of vote escrow and token emissions being redirected to different pools, whilst some people will be familiar with, others are not. And so we need to make sure that we have all the marketing materials not only ready, but we give users the time to understand how the whole thing works before launch. So again, rather long answer, but and no specific dates, unfortunately, yet. But we'll take our time, and when the moment's right, we will definitely communicate it to our community first, and then to everybody else.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks so much for answering that question, Edward. I hope it answers Gary's question. Now, any more questions, guys? We're coming towards the end of our session. Let's see. Typing. Looking forward to it. Yeah, everyone's excited about that, right? Who doesn't love?
Yeah, well, for adoption and growing adoption, we are working hard on rewards for cover purchases. So keep an eye out in Discord for cover purchase rewards over the months of October and November. We obviously have the Liquidity Gauge, which is rewards for LPs, and that will be launching just as soon as we can. And there will also be rewards for cover creators, projects that come and create cover pools and then market those cover pools to their communities. So rewards all around in order to promote adoption of cover, which is as we all know, really important.
Yes, absolutely. Rewards for the community, rewards for projects, rewards for how active the community is, right? With the content creation program, with the testnet winners, and rewards for projects who want to collaborate with Neptune Mutual. I mean, sounds good. It's the way forward. So I think that's it for today. No more questions from the community. Guys, you can always drop your questions in the AMA channel, and we will address them in the next town hall live, or you can just ask the moderators on Discord for any support or any questions that you may have. So thanks for joining everyone tonight, or today, depending on where you're at. Edward, thanks for taking the time to speak to everyone, to speak to me today. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. Keep following and chat soon.